Richter. What's good, y'all? Hope y'all have been well. Hope y'all have been chilling. Today is actually the same day that I filmed last video's footage when I unfortunately missed the Central Georgia Heritage Unit. That weekend was actually a break for me, so I had the wonderful pleasure of getting to go back home and come back onto the Greenville, where today I am in Buford, Georgia with a good buddy of mine, Atlanta Railfanning Productions. We are actually out here because NS 243 has the nickel plate Heritage Unit leading. So I missed one Heritage Unit, get to see another. It's cool, right? This thing was taking a very long time. We were originally at this spot on Buford because we didn't want to get back late, but it became so dark that there was no point in us even staying here because there was no light for us to be backlit by. So we decided that we wanted to move to Tannery Road Curve. And of course, something had to go wrong with us doing that, because I kid you not, within 2 minutes of us leaving that spot, all we hear is NS 243's horn in the distance.
Incredible.
Fortunately, I was able to run out just in time, calm my breath down just a little bit, and I was able to get some decent footage. The next day was supposed to be another adventure and more fun, but unfortunately, something had to go wrong. The plan for this day is that I was supposed to meet up with one of my friends, and we're going to call this friend Richter. And if you know anything about certain natural disasters, you'll understand quickly why I gave this man this name. Anyways, the plan was that me and Richter were going to meet up at Swanee, and that we were going to take a trip up to Alto, Georgia, specifically to get pacing action. For whatever reason, up in that area, the roads parallel the tracks for a very long time. So you can get very nice footage of you pacing alongside a train locomotive whenever the trains come by, right? So we had the plan set, and I had informed my parents prior that I wanted to take the car, and my mom said, cool beans, right? Unfortunately, the very next day, my mom was supposed to be getting her hair done, right? And she was gonna have it done in the morning, but for some reason, the person who she was getting her hair done with decided to reschedule her appointment to the afternoon. So I could no longer take the car, and there was no other vehicle available for me to take the trip up to Alto, right? And so honestly, I was begging, please, Mother, Lord God in heaven, anyone, there has got to be a way for me to take this car up there. And of course there was not. And oh boy, how tragic this was, because there were so many trains that came through that day. Very nice trains. Just take a look at all this glorious action, this montage of railroad beauty befalling your eyes that I sadly miss. Every single last one of them. And to make matters worse, my mom told me I was probably gonna get the car back by like 6, right? She did not get home until 7:42. Yeah, tragic. Fortunately, I did eventually get the car, so I was able to first make a stop at Swanee, Georgia, where I was going to originally stop at the first place to pick up Richter so that we could go up to Alto. The action would start within 2 minutes of me getting there, because as soon as I got to my spot, Norfolk Southern 240 was cresting the hill. Fortunately for me, there was a glimpse of redemption in this whole day. Besides the fact that we were going to go to Buford, where there is some decent pacing, Norfolk Southern 283 today had the Central of Georgia Heritage Unit leading. Yes, the exact same unit that I had missed the day before in Atlanta was now leading a southbound intermodal right by my backyard. So Richter and I, we were hoping to get some superb, beautiful pacing footage of this Heritage unit. Like, I'm talking Chase Gibson tier quality in terms of the footage, right? Let me just warn you right now. This is some of the most mid footage you will ever see uploaded on this channel within the next 30 years. So before 283 came, we were actually surprised to see that our first southbound would be NSP11 that unexpectedly had an SD70A's leader. So I'm thinking in my mind, oh, it's gonna be a win-win, right? So we pull out, right? There were a number of mistakes I made, I'll admit, in the beginning. One, I waited way too long to pull out of the place we were parking at. So by the time we got by the gate, the engines were already passing. I kind of had to try to catch up to them, right? An issue that Richter made. See, I will give Richter some grace because the roads were not smooth. As you'll see in a future video, I learned firsthand how painful it can be to try to hold the camera steady when the road is not smooth. What I will blame Richter for 100% is the audio. Listen to this junk, bro. Do y'all hear this, bro?
Nope.
That's right, you don't. You can't hear anything over the wind. You see, the cause of this absolute horrible audio is because of Richter's flagrant violation of one of the most basic tenets of filming in a moving vehicle. According to official documentation, upon engaging vehicular pursuits of non-static railroad equipment, ensure the videographic documentation apparatus does not exceed the boundaries of the domain demarcating the microcosm and the macrocosm.
Huh?
Or in simpleton terms, since some of y'all are Neanderthals, in the car.
Please!
Oh my goodness, keep it in the car. Because if you put it out there with all the wind passing over the mic, bro, it's raps for the audio. And that's exactly what happened. Fortunately, I will admit, Richter did clutch up because he had his phone recording audio inside the car. I was able to take that and piece together the audio so that it looks a little bit better. But anyways, back to the actual footage. Oh my lord. I was still chasing the locomotives, that's on me. But the stability, oh my goodness. The roads were not doing us any favors. And I'll admit, Richter is not him. He's not me. That's what I'm saying. Richter is not me. He does not have the capacities, the facilities, or my physical capabilities. So he cannot hold the camera straight like I can. But since I had to be driving, he had to be in the back holding the camera. This is what we got. My fault, y'all. But anyways, we continued the chase, and I'll just let you see how the rest of this footage came out. With this train gone, I was able to look through the footage and be absolutely appalled, especially by the audio.
Oh my god.
I was hoping for improvements for NS 8101 on 283. This time, I knew to make sure that I pulled out of the parking lot before the engines got really close to us, so I was already by the gate by the time the engines were passing by. But honestly, it was just more of the same. The roads were still the same, lack of stability was still the same, and the audio was just as bad. Oh my goodness. Fortunately, he did still have his phone out, so he was able to record some of the better audio that I was able to overlay. And speaking of phone, explain to me why the phone filming in the car literally looks better than the 4K camcorder that we had filming. Weird.
Bruh.
So in the future, we're definitely using a tripod to abate these issues. But unfortunately, this is what we had. After this, I'm not gonna lie, I got a lot of respect for Chase Gibson. One, I believe he has better roads for certain, because the roads he's on my main roads. We were on some side roads to avoid all the traffic, so we were not in the smoothest of territory. But regardless, that man Chase, shout out to you, bro. Beautiful production quality, absolutely amazing. I wish I could say the same about what's on your screen right now. I know this may seem like this is just a straight hit piece on Richter, but I am not gonna completely disown this man, because when I was chasing 1776, he was the one filming, and that footage came out pretty good. Of course, it's not like anything I would make, of course, because, you know, he was good, I would have been superb. But regardless, the footage came out right then, so it's not like he's some terrible videographer or something. We were just having a bad day today. We were trying to keep up with the engine because we knew that engineer Doug was on this train. If you don't know who Doug is, I've actually seen him in Atlanta, and I've had a number of run-ins with him on the railroad. He's definitely the most friendly engineer that we know on this line. And knowing that he was going to be on this train, we were hoping to see if we could get a little horn show. And sure enough, the man delivered. After the train came through, we were hoping to beat it to Duluth because I had to drop off Richter there, right? And initially we didn't see anything. And then as soon as I got to a traffic light, all we hear is the rumble of the engines going through the tree line. So we tried beating it to downtown, which failed abysmally. So we just continued on our way to the library, where finally I could get my hands back on the camcorder, and you could see the beauty of what happens when I am in control of the videographic documentation apparatus. So this end footage isn't what we wanted, but to be honest, we can't really complain. We still got to see the heritage unit, and honestly, we learned a lot. And as you'll see in the future videos, we learned from the mistakes here so we can make better pacing footage later, which you'll see eventually. Until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, God bless. I'll see you soon out on the high iron.